Hello everyone, welcome to Liberal Tarot. I'm Sherry, and I'm a blue dot in a red state utilizing Tarot to navigate through the current events here in the United States. So welcome. The focus of today's reading is going to be just a little bit different. What I want to do is just the look at April. I just kind of want to take a look at what do we have, what fresh hell do we have waiting for us in April. Let's hope, fingers crossed, we get some good news and things maybe start turning around. But what I want to do is I'll start with that base reading of what do we need to know about April, and then I will go from there. Let me pull this down here so you can see the cards. Okay, so just start with the base reading. What do we need to know about April here in the United States, as it relates to the United States? What do we need to know about April as it relates to the United States? As always, this is for entertainment purposes only. So, United States and April. This is like happy, stable home. This sure would be nice, wouldn't it? The opposite of that is just literally the opposite. Not, you got to get your house in order is kind of the feeling I'm getting with that. And wanting a return to happier times. This could also be a more like a return to happier times. This is the nostalgia card. This is the past card. This could be, MAGA, like, oh, we want to go back to happier times. You mean like when it was all white people and white men in charge? I mean, they're still kind of in charge, but you know what I'm saying. Like just getting rid of all of the progress that we've made in this country. That's a possibility that this could be MAGA here in the middle. This could also just be, like needing to get your house in order and really returning to sane times, either one of those. So let's see what else comes up, and we'll see kind of where that goes. Queen of Pentacles. This is, so the energy coming in, the arcing energy here is needing to take care of our country, needing to take care of the citizens. I wonder if this isn't going to be something with Social Security. Queens are going to be the nurturers, money, so like those, and I hate calling them entitlements, but those programs that we paid into. So it's like, that's the feeling I'm getting from that Queen of Pentacles. And money, a lot about money and security coming in here. I'm just looking here of needing to get the house in order, the return to happier times, the money, and it's like just that security and stability. The Tower card. We are living this card right now. This is the energy. So this is the overarching energy. This is like what's coming in is needing that security and stability, but yet here we're contending with the Tower card. Okay. And that's just things, it's pretty self-explanatory here when you look at that. Okay. So the Tower card. And feeling left out in the cold. So while we want this is telling me here, like this, what I mean by this, we want security and stability. However, what we have is just more of the same. Okay, more insecurity, more instability, more, feeling left out in the cold. And this is, it's just feeling like more. Like we have not turned the corner on this Tower card. We are still very much into this. This could also just be that carryover energy. We're carrying this Tower card over from March, and we're continuing on with this, the common people feeling left out in the cold. So, let's see, what exactly is this feeling left out in the cold? Let's do, I want some more on the Tower card and this Five of Pentacles. What more do we need to know about those two cards? This is like things that they haven't done yet, but this is telling me like they're getting ready to, they're gearing up to. So, but wait, there's more. And yeah, it's like they are still proceeding forward. This is the propaganda, the lies. They still have more things to accomplish, and I've been also kind of reading this, during their smash and grab of the United States, there's still more for them in their minds to accomplish. Okay, so they've got more, just more. the Lover's card. This is interesting because this should be like two people who have come together and they're very passionate about what they're doing. But in the negative, this is one of an abusive relationship. So it's very much this just abusive relationship that they have with the with everything that makes us American, with the Constitution, with the people. The government, for the people, of the people, by the people. It's not that. It's for the oligarchs. It's by the oligarchs, for the oligarchs. That's, the feeling I'm getting here is that, no, they're just going to continue. And that we're just, we're going down that road. They have more to accomplish. The World card is the foundation here. They are getting all of their wishes and dreams. Everything that they've wanted, what they've wanted to accomplish in ruining this country and the fleecing of America, and just more chaos. This is the chaotic going forward, someone just racing forward, not really thinking about what they're doing. Okay, and that is also comes back here to this, Seven of Swords, that smash and grab feeling that I'm getting, that energy. So yeah, the oligarchs, they're just having a big old party there on the taxpayers' dime. I know that there's a lot of worries about Social Security. Let me just do 3 cards on Social Security. What are we going to be seeing with that in April? Very quickly, things are very vague. Things are up in the air. There's a lot of excuses. And there's going to be, the 8 of Swords. There's going to be definitely some restrictions around this. Let's see if these are legal. I know I said just 3 cards, but let's see here. 8 of Swords. What are these restrictions being put around for Social Security? I wonder if offering something in a new beginning, they're trying, and we know that they're trying to put an end to Social Security. They're trying to say, oh yeah, what we're doing is so much better, which is the privatization of that. This could also be the courts step in to stop it, and that the Musk-Trump administration, the 7 of Cups, we see how they make arguments in court. It's like the runaround, we don't have to answer, we're not going to comply, we're going to sort of answer, maybe we just don't show up. It's just all of that chaos that they create in not being forthcoming with the information that is requested by the courts. So expect more on that, trying to dismantle of Social Security. As I said, it's either, I really don't know how they're going to be successful. So let's hope that these are the courts that step in. No matter what they say. Privatization and new beginnings is not really kind of where we want to go with that at all. Let's see here. What's the other? We've got the protest, the April 5th hands-off protest going on. Let's see how that is going to proceed forward, okay? The protests. And it's not just the protests. What are the protests going to look like in April versus March? What are the protests going to be looking like in April? Okay, and with the protests, this is a card of feeling left out in the cold. So I wonder where that, and a burden, the burden of feeling left out in the cold, working on things. I wonder if this is like the Tesla protests, because those Tesla protests have been having impacts. And it's not just the people that are showing up in the United States. It's, there are protests against Tesla worldwide. You have countries that are, the sales are down, and worldwide sales are down. You have countries that are selling their stocks. So this is, Tesla's feeling the heat from those protests. And this is, people coming together, people, making our voices heard, the magician, everything at our disposal, using everything at our disposal. This is, and I'm going to say legally protesting, okay? Protesting is legal. Peaceful protesting is legal in the United States, okay? So that is using everything, our legal options, at our disposal. The Justice card. So a just cause that's being fought here. And major transformation. I'm going to put more cards out on this death card. I just want to see what this transformation is. You know, is this, they're going to try to, you know, stop these protests? Are they stepping in, or is this the protest work? What is more about this? People rejoicing, and then there's disappointment. You know, there's still hope here, and karma. Things go around and come around, and the good luck card. This is telling me that there's going to be, there may be some conflict coming up with some of these protests. Just, you know, I haven't really been seeing the counter protesters, and I'm wondering if some of these bigger protests aren't going to be bringing out maybe some confrontations with some of the counter protesters. Let's see, is this going to be counter protesters? Fives are, this is not a real strong conflict card. Okay, this isn't like, you know, Trump calls out the military or militia or martial law. That's not what this card is. This is a card of, you know, differing ideologies. You know, that's kind of what I'm feeling with this. So there may be some of that, but let's see. What is this Five of Cups? People working together. This disappointment card, this is not a real strong card. There may be, you know, and this is kind of like people fighting for, you know, what they want here. There may be some counter protesters, but I'm not seeing that be a real strong thing. Okay, so I'm going to go back to this right here with this transformation of a just cause to bring about a change, okay, in what's going on in the United States policies right now. Okay, real quick. Okay, so, you know, if you're on social media, and I've seen this post circulate in several different, you know, progressive groups, and it's about, you know, warning about martial law being proclaimed. Now, I have no doubt that, you know, Donald Trump wouldn't love to do that. But it's like, does he understand the practicality of that? I mean, to put an entire country on martial law lockdown just doesn't seem like a very practical approach. I mean, nothing he does has to make sense and is practical anyway. So it almost feels more like a conspiracy theory than an actual thing. I will put some cards out on that. As I said, I've kind of, you know, shied away from that just because it doesn't feel like a real strong likelihood. But since we're looking at kind of this arcing energy for April, like what can we expect? And I've seen that post kind of going around with that. I'll put some cards out and we'll just take a quick look at that. Now would be a really great time for you to hit like and subscribe. If you have any comments, that'd be a great time to do that now too while I'm shuffling here. So what's the likelihood of Trump declaring martial law in April? No. I mean, I kind of feel like I don't need to put any more cards out. Just, it's blocked. This is no. Okay, let's see what else comes up here. Just, you know, if for, you know, it's like someone puts a stop to this. It's something that, I mean, he's thought about. Of course, he's fantasized about it, you know, and the Justice Department, like, if he even tried it, you've got some, it's like, no, no. And I think, you know, I've been kind of seeing this as the Democrats. Queens is someone who is in a position of power, but they don't hold the highest office. So that would be the Democrats. And just the nurturers here, kind of like the, that's what I'm feeling. Like, this isn't, I just don't see this. And, you know, this is a card of conflict, but it's not strong conflict. I mean, it sucks when you're in it. But this is just bickering and fighting. This is not a big, huge battle card. Okay, this is not what I would expect if martial law was going to be declared. So, with that being said, yeah, I didn't think that was going to be a thing. Let me get the camera straight here. Supreme Court. That would be, let me see kind of where I'm at here on time. I think I'm doing good. Okay. One last thing. There are some cases coming up that and I am going to be doing some individual readings more on, to get more into the specifics. I just kind of want to look at briefly Supreme Court. What role is the Supreme Court going to play in April? Okay, so let's look at Supreme Court in April. Okay, Supreme Court in April. They're going to agree to take some of these cases. I don't know. There's 3 right now that Trump has asked the Supreme Court to take. I don't believe they have agreed to take any of them. They're kind of asking for some additional information and materials, and so it's looking like they're probably going to be taking some of these, but I don't know that they're going to take all 3 of them. Yeah, it hasn't been decided which ones they're going to take yet. But disappointment. The government's disappointed in the rulings. Okay, so the government is definitely just, this is like government is disappointed. Well, yeah, because the courts are ruling against them. So they're hoping for, better outcome there in the Supreme Court. Mad King Don is trying to have the Supreme Court be his own personal court, rubber stamp everything that he wants. And they're not, pages are inexperienced people. They're messengers too, but what I'm feeling here is like he's not bringing the best. He does not have the best working on these cases. And it's like these people don't even act like they know the law. It's like they're trying so hard to manipulate the law to be what they want it to be that they're not even looking at like what the law was or what it's intended to be or any like past precedent or anything like that. All they're wanting to do is to manipulate the law to get what they want. Okay. And so will they be successful? Is the Supreme Court going to give them what they want? Now, if you've seen past readings of mine, you know that anytime I talk about the Supreme Court, and I say, is the Supreme Court going to give them what they want? Are they going to rule in his favor? Know that I am never, ever, ever going to be talking about Thomas and Alito. Those two will, in one reading, I even said, they would probably vote themselves out of, even, having a Supreme Court just to give Trump what he wanted. If Trump said, let's dissolve the Supreme Court, those two would probably vote for it. So I am never going to be talking about Thomas and Alito. So will the rest of them? Let's just look at that. Okay. So will the rest of them be giving Trump what he wants? Will there ever be a majority decision giving him what he wants in April? The people rise up, the judgment, and it's the judgment card, and that's what the Justice Department does. They pass judgment. A lot of feels here. This is the big feels card, so let's see. And hesitation, stepping back. I don't know that they are going to be giving Trump what he wants. And there may be some really passionate rulings coming out on this. So that's interesting. And the reason I say this is a card of hesitation. This is a card, and then like a very passionate, and the judgment is very passionate. And I don't think that he's going to be getting what he wants from them. That's interesting. So, and I don't know that they would rule that quick. The Supreme Court never does anything quick. Or will we actually have court rulings in April? Or will those be pushed off more into May? I'm just looking here. Yeah, I think that they're gonna agree to take some of the, probably at least 2 of the cases, and that their rulings may not be until, this night is saying like they may be ruling, more into what is this, May. Okay, with that. But that, I don't think that they're going to be giving Trump what he wants. So with that being said, so far for April, what it looks like is the protests are just going to continue growing. The government, they're not having, Musk can go out and whine all he wants, but, it is still legal to peacefully protest in this country. Okay, we still have our First Amendment rights. And that there may be some interaction with some counter protesters, but I'm not really seeing that as a really strong thing. And as I said, I looked into the martial law mainly just because I've seen that post circulating around. That is not looking like that's like, if he tries that is like put to a stop pretty quick. I just don't see that happening. I don't see that being a real viable option. I mean, the United States is a big country. I just don't see that happening. I mean, there may be some isolated, rumblings, but not anything that I'm too concerned with what I was seeing. Social Security. Now, Social Security, that is something that they're going to continue fucking with. I mean, I'm sorry. That's what came up. So if, keep calling 5calls.org, make your voices heard. And, if you can attend a protest, peacefully protest, the main thing is showing up and making our voices heard right now. And then the Supreme Court looks like they're going to be taking a couple of those cases. I don't know that they're going to take all of them. And really, if they just throw it back to the lower courts, then that would essentially be the same thing as not giving Trump what he wants. And if they actually rule, if that's in April, I don't know that they ever rule that quickly. But whenever it is that they do rule, it doesn't look like they're giving Trump what he wants. They're going to be upholding the law and the Constitution. And by they, the majority. And I will be really interested in seeing what the minority dissent is, because those legal and moral gymnastics that they do is it's something. So that's what I've got coming up in April. It looks just like more of the same, but it's encouraging because we're seeing even more. The protests are starting to get even bigger now. So, and the pressure on the elected officials are becoming even bigger now. So that's good to see. Thank you for joining me. I really do appreciate it. And be sure to like and subscribe. I've got more videos here. And I will catch you on the next reading. Have a good day.